Man, it was an interesting week this week with Pokemon. So first of all, start off the video. Happy Mega Evolution's release day. Go ahead and comment down below. Let me know, how did it go? Were you able to pick up some product? How were your LGSs? Were they selling it for market 200, 250, 300? GameStops, how were your all's GameStops? My GameStops were crazy. Nothing even compared to Destined Rivals. Nothing to Black Bolt White Flare. Nothing to the Prismatic Ultra Premium Collection. And there was, I'm not going to say no product, but there was, at one of my GameStops, there was 4 booster boxes. A couple ETBs, a couple 3-packs, no booster bundles, and a shit ton of sleeve packs, which from my understanding from other people's videos was common. There was tons of sleeve packs around, but not a lot of booster boxes, not a lot of ETBs. Some stores didn't even have ETBs. So it's really interesting. It's, to me, it's strange that, because like one of my GameStops is very small. Like their allocations, there's one at a mall, and then there's one like by a Walmart. The mall normally has bigger allocations, and then the one by the Walmart typically has a smaller allocation. So if the mall has, like, let's say for Destined Rivals, I think they had like 30 booster boxes. They'll have like 10 or less than that. But it's crazy the amount of sleeve packs that were available, and this was Walmart and of course GameStop. But they had like the smaller one had like 500, 600 sleeve packs, but like nothing else. And then of course you've got the whole situation with GameStop's allowing people who are pros, which everybody's a pro at this point, so they might as well get rid of it. I was going to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, drove by one of the GameStops on my way to my job, and there were 2 people sitting there, and walked up. They had 4 booster boxes. I turned around, and I wasn't going to wait anyways, but I just wanted to see what they had, and I said, y'all have fun. And I ended up driving by again. That store opened up at 11, drove by at 11, and there were a ton of people lined up. So the people that were there at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then there were all these people that were sneakerheads, and it's crazy to see. You see people, 2 people with a kid, they're both walking out with their own bags. It's like nobody cares anymore. GameStop doesn't care anymore. They're just like, yep, okay, you guys are separate, okay, cool, get what you want. It's just crazy. So anyways, long story short, really interested on how your experience with GameStop went. How were your lines? All that fun stuff. In other news, that these weekly recap videos that I do sometimes don't normally perform very well, but it was a really interesting week as far as a lot of things going on. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it and give my opinions on it, and then tomorrow we'll talk about something else or deep dive into one of the topics. So second thing is the UPC dropped on the Pokémon Center. Both, was it yesterday? Thursday, and then actually Friday or today on Mega Evolution's release day. Again, interested to know how it went with you. I know that they said they're supposed to be 3 million, which is hilarious because a lot of these YouTubers, Pokétubers, which they're really not Pokétubers, they are people who have jumped on because of the hype. They were investor channels for like stocks that obviously no one cared for. Got into Pokemon because Pokemon had money because of 151, and people support them. And that's another thing. Like I said, there's one person in particular, I can't stand him, but he does lives and for the PC drops, and so it allows me to turn him on, even though it's hilarious the fact that he will be a whiny bitch when he thinks he's not going to get the product, and then when he gets the product, he's like, yeah, even though he is spending thousands of dollars a week on cases and other shit. And then other people can't get product and they're bummed out. He's like, oh, yeah, it's okay. Um, I don't know. I find it hilarious. Anyways, long story short, everyone keeps saying there's like 4 million of these UPCs on Pokemon, right? Well, there's not. There's roughly about 3 million based off of information provided from people who are much smarter than a lot of us, like Rattle's Discord group, paid Discord groups. They can kind of see the back ends of things. And there's 3 million, but they are telling you there's 4, or there's 1 billion. There's, as far as we know, there's 3 million. Okay, for the Pokemon Center alone, for the UPCs. Well, they dropped the UPCs Thursday. I think it went pretty well. I did sit in line fairly long, but of course I struggled with my phone to stop it from refreshing. So that was frustrating. But about an hour into it, I was able to get it. And it lasted for about 2 hours, which was surprising. But it looks like they didn't actually release all of the UPCs. Today, they went to try to do a second wave, and apparently they were also supposedly re-releasing the ETBs for Mega Evolutions, which I'm not surprised, because in a couple videos before that, I said that with all the cancellations from the bots and people who were double dipping and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised to see that on release day for Mega, we would see some of that product going back up. Apparently, Pokemon Center did not set up security. So a bunch of bots ate the second wave, at least a good part of the second wave, and then some of the ETBs, there were confirmed sales or orders for the UPCs. So I think Pokemon's probably going to break them up in waves. Who knows how much they're doing? This could have been the second wave and the final wave. Nobody really knows, but so everyone knows, Pokemon Center is doing 3 million, at least at the start. That is just for Pokemon Center. That is not Walmart's, Target's, Costco's, Sam's, LGS's, whatever. So just wanted to get that out there. But I find it funny how these Pokétubers that people support don't know what they're talking about. I've got my own life, and I work, and I have kids, and I have a family, and I'm at least able to keep up with this information. Where these people, they don't know, they don't even know how to pronounce some of the cards in a set that just got released, that they're already trying to bump up to the moon, you know, because Phantasmal Flames is the next greatest set. I'm rich, bitch, because I got a booster box, so I guess I'm fucking rich, and it's the next Destined Rivals and Evolving Skies and Prismatic Evolutions. Don't get me wrong, I like the Charizard. Charizard's gonna be crazy. Alex from Nostalgia Nomics said it's gonna be a $20,000 card when it comes out, but like, the Oricorio is a promo for the UPC. I like the cards in the set, don't get me wrong, but which I'm not fully bought into, that there's not more cards coming. I think because like Inferno X had it, so we'll see. And maybe it's time for English to get some exclusives, where maybe we do get a Gengar SIR, because it's on the pack art, and from what I can see, there's not even a Gengar EX that I saw. I could be wrong, but I looked through it and I didn't see any the EXs. There was definitely no illustration rares. So it's like, what's it even doing on the pack art if it's not like anywhere even in the set? So, but don't get me wrong, I like Charizard. I think Charizard's awesome, but it's just every fucking set is the next greatest and the craziest, and it's just gonna go over the moon, and nothing's ever gonna slow it down. And it's just, if anybody truly believes that these products will, and I'm not, it may not be Mega Evolutions, it may not be Phantasmal Flames, we might go another what, 4 years, 4 years, 5 years of this crazy market, and nothing slows down. And every set's the next greatest. Every set's SIRs are $300 to $1,000. Who knows? I doubt it, but eventually it's going to go down. So, and the last thing I want to talk about is, and I'm not going to make a full video about it. Even I've already made my comments about him in the past, some of my past videos, but I am going to address what I'm giving is the most dumbass award of the year. Is of Nostalgia Nomics.
Jackass! You jackass!
If you don't know, just look up Nostalgia Nomics is delusional, and there are tons of YouTubers who have made full-length videos. So I'm just going to address a couple things. The video, I'll try to get a thumbnail of it, but it was like the hobby. It's never been a better time for collectors, and he goes in by saying that back when you were paying $3 a pack, $4 a pack, the highest value card you would get as an SIR from Scarlet and Violet was like $40, $50. But now that you're paying $9, $12, $16, now because of that, now your cards, those same cards are now $400, $500, $600, and how beforehand if you were to buy 5 packs for $20, you were guaranteeing losing money. But now those same 5 packs at $100, you have a chance. And you don't have a guarantee of losing money. You have a chance of making money. This guy is a fucking idiot. He is. I don't understand how he can even be a part of the Pokemon community. Like, I mean, I guess technically anybody can be a part of whatever community they want. But I do find it ironic how the only reason the guy opens up cards is because people pay him to open up cards. But there's a lot of people out there that are like that. There's a lot of people who are LGSs or like online stores who they don't know what's in sets. They don't care. They just care about getting the product and selling the product. But with him, he's like, the data is the data. Well, the data is not the data. I mean, I can make a data that says that you're a fucking idiot, but that doesn't mean it's right. Like, actually an idiot, not like you're literally stupid, like you have a low IQ. But that doesn't mean that it's correct. You could be the world's smartest person, but you could be a fucking idiot, which he is. And the thing is, this hobby is not for collectors right now. This hobby is yes, I'm not going to sit there and lie, and people were making the arguments, you can't say that as a collector you don't care about value. Of course, everyone cares about value. Anyone who tells you they don't care about the value is a liar. Like, you don't go and open a case of booster boxes, even if it's like $500. Most people, okay? Like, if you're very well off, you're rich, $500 is like nothing to you, right? Like, you buy a bottle of scotch and probably have more fun, and it'll last longer than opening up a case of Pokemon cards. But most people, even as collectors, they still care about value. Like, nobody wants to open up a booster box, even if you got the booster box for $80. Nobody wants to open it and get like $5 worth of cards, But no one's also asking for, a new set, and the cards are $1,000, $1,700, $500. No one's asking for that. I don't think there should be a single card that comes out unless it's like a Magic or something, like where it's a serialized, where you have a very, 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 very low chance of getting that card. And then, yeah, let it be $1,000 or $1,700. But these prices right now are crazy. And like if you look at the Mega Evolutions prices right now, and I'm just gonna kind of sidetrack real quick. If you look at Mega Evolution prices right now for the cards, they're going for like what, $400, like $350 or less for the SIRs for like the big ones, and then the golds are like $500. So we pretty much established like any of the BWRs or the gold cards, they're gonna be like $500. So why is this Umbreon from Prismatic? I like the card, but why is it $1,000? Why is it $1,700? Why was it ever that much? Like I think most people would be like, yeah, $300 is a good price. Maybe $500 is a good price. Again, it depends on if you like the card or not. So it just doesn't make any sense. Like this hobby just doesn't make any sense. And for him to sit there and say that collectors, this is a better opportunity for collectors, it's not. You price people out. People support him, and so he just says stupid shit. And some of it's probably rage bait, but I think he's honestly an idiot. I do. I think he's stupid. I think he is one of those people who doesn't care about Pokemon. He does not care about the hobby. He only cares about money, and that the greed is running rampant in this hobby right now. And I ain't got no problem with people making money. I ain't got no issues. You make your money as you see fit. But when we stop helping people out or stop doing stuff for kids and only care about pumping and dumping the next card, the next set, or make bullshit claims on how it's better, I would rather open up a pack that's $3 and get a $40 card and hold on to it for 5 years as a top chase card, and then it goes up to $500. Then a new set comes out and it stays at $500 because, or $300 or $200 because of bullshit, because everybody's just buying everything right now. So that's it. I just tell you all to be careful. There's a lot of shady people out here, a lot of people who don't care. They're just making content to make content, and then that personally bothers me. That's the big thing. It's like just look up some of the people that you watch and like go back in their history, like their latest videos that they have up on their channel, and I bet some of it would be surprising to you. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'll be back with a video tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching. See you on the next one. Peace.